I'm here to. You all right? Yeah.
I don't know.
You're right. You tricked me. I think we are live, sir.
We're there?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
All right. I can hear you.
Okay, great. Are you ready to get started, Sal?
I am ready. I'm chomping at the bit.
All right. Welcome to Just Curious Media. This is Let's Talk Cobra Kai. I'm Jason Connell.
And I'm Sal Rodriguez.
All right, Sal, we are back for episode 2, season 4 of Cobra Kai. Can you believe it?
I can't. And this episode drove me insane. I couldn't believe what I was seeing.
I knew. I was thinking of you as I watched it. Oh my gosh, such a good episode. This episode is entitled First Learn Stand. Love the title.
Yeah.
It's a great ride. And I did think of you. We're going to have lots to talk about, a lot of fun things. I had spoilers I wanted to throw at you the other night, but I held them back. So did you just watch one more episode? Is that where you're at in space and time?
Right now in space and time, I've seen season 4, episode 1 and episode 2.
Wow.
And that's it.
Such restraint.
No. Look, I thought I could maybe go ahead and watch one episode a week.
Right.
But I think that's probably unrealistic.
The levee's going to break. You're going to go binging mode, aren't you, this weekend?
Well, it's not so much me. It's our culture. I mean, it's just landmines all over the web.
Yeah.
Everywhere you go, you're going to see spoilers. So why even bother? It kills some of the joy out of the surprise.
Yeah.
Some of the great things about Cobra Kai are the surprises, the things that make our jaws drop, So
Yeah.
I don't want to lose that. So I'm going to go ahead and probably just knock them all out and, forget about the whole once a week thing. It's not going to happen.
And when you find out who dies, it's really going to be, ahead.
I already read a couple of spoilers
No, I'm just kidding.
about who may appear in the episode.
Oh yeah, then you can't look at that stuff, man.
I'm sorry. I mean, who might appear in the season?
In the season.
Yeah. I saw a couple of spoilers. No. I don't want any more.
Okay. All right. Well, wait, I'm not going to be that person. I'm not going to ruin it for you. So, but let me know where you're at. So then we can have conversations to that point.
Absolutely.
All right. We're going to start with a word from our sponsor.
Yes.
Support for Let's Talk Cobra Kai is brought to you by Manscaped, who is the best in men's below the waist grooming and offers precision engineered tools for your family jewels. Join over 4 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped. And with this exclusive offer, you'll get
20% off and free worldwide shipping with the code Cobra Kai at manscaped.com.
Very good. Well, again, Netflix is the distributor of this. All episodes are on Netflix. And I believe some of the Karate Kid movies are on there still. I saw the next Karate Kid was on there as well. So what are you shaking your head now?
I have unfortunate news.
Oh no, they're left again?
Yeah. I looked for Karate Kid 3 and 2, I believe.
And they weren't on there.
2 and 3. They were not on there, but they were on other platforms.
Okay.
Are we allowed to say another platform that I know they were on?
Go ahead.
Okay, I just watched them on Peacock.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So they are not on Netflix. They are indeed on Peacock. So
okay.
That's
the next Karate Kid is on there though.
The next Karate Kid is there.
How about
the
that?
Karate Kid is there. And the Karate Kid remake is there.
Oh, the remake. Okay.
Yeah. So 2 and 3.
Funny how they do that. Yeah. Pull them away.
Makes no sense.
They'll put them back. This is what they do. But again, all episodes came out on December 31st, 2021, season 4, episode 2, First Learn Stand. IMDb rating, I'm just going to say it, Sal.
Sure.
8.4.
Yeah.
So pretty consistent. The last one was the same. They're going to move. If I looked right now, it may have already shifted from when I put my notes together.
And let me tell you something. Everybody has their different standards in life, but I think anything in the 8s, is respectable and good.
And over time, when you look and there's like 25,000, 50,000, anything in the high 7s, mid 7s, it's a different scale
that's true.
here.
Yes. High 7s is good too.
Yeah. So the synopsis for this episode is Johnny picks up defensive strategies while Daniel learns how to go on the offensive. Amanda confronts Tory. New kid Kenny is bullied at school.
Yeah.
Man, there's a lot going on here, Sal. A lot of storylines.
There is, and a new character. That's pretty exciting.
Yes, indeed. We mentioned him just now. Kenny, he was in the first look photos.
Yes,
so we knew he was coming.
Yes.
But man, he's a big character in this episode.
Yeah, and I think he'll only get bigger.
Yeah. So let's jump in to the scenes, shall we? The scene by scene breakdown.
Yes.
So we open on a game, Dragon Lord Legacies, and Kenny the Jet 99 signs in. Sal, you know this game at all? Because I'm not familiar. I don't even know if it's a real game.
And I do not know the game. I'm not a gamer, but I do believe Kenny the Jet is patterned after Benny the Jet, the kickboxing champion of Benny's Jet Centers.
Yes.
I think this was sort of an homage to Benny the Jet by calling him Kenny the Jet.
Well, we talked about him on Roadhouse because he taught Patrick Swayze how to fight. And you said you remembered the dojos. Well, there was also, there was Benny the Jet from the Sandlot? Somebody was the Jet Rodriguez, but whatever. There's also Kenny Smith, the NBA basketball player and the analyst, number 30, not 99, but his nickname was Kenny the Jet.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So there's a lot of Kenny the Jets flying around, but I'm not sure who they patterned it after, but I like your answer as well as mine, of course. But this game in particular, it's kind of like Excalibur building game, right?
Yeah.
He's not really killing people. He's got the whole, medieval times thing on, and he's banging on castles and building.
Yeah.
And then we meet Kenny Payne, new kid. And there's a montage and him getting ready for school. And Sal, he looks like a latchkey kid if I've ever seen one.
Well, usually latchkey refers to when the kid arrives home after school.
Yeah, he leaves alone.
Yeah, well, okay, so
he probably comes home alone
and
too.
He comes home. Yeah, okay, so he is a latchkey kid. But the good news is he looks like he's a nice, hearty middle class home.
Yeah, nice home.
Yeah. He doesn't look like he's necessarily an inner city kid, in this instance. So he looks like he's got a nice home anyway, and he looks relatively content and happy.
Yeah.
Right. So everything seems fine so far. Yeah.
He's dancing at the the bus stop, because his mom wrote a note like, don't miss the bus.
Yes.
So he gets on the bus, new kid. And again, he's coming to school later. It's already started. So when a new kid comes to a school, even in the school year, that's always worse than starting first day.
Oh yeah. I've been there. I've been there myself. In high school, I've been there. Yeah.
It's not easy.
I do not wish it upon anyone.
As he gets on the bus, though, he gets bullied.
I could not believe it. I could not believe it.
I know.
Seriously, man, this show, it slaps me around all the time.
Who is it?
Anthony LaRusso is on the bus.
Flipping the script.
Oh my gosh.
We have a bully who is a LaRusso. Wow. I cannot believe it. Yeah, they're giving him a hard time. They saw him doing some dance moves. Everyone's laughing at his expense. Not a good start.
No. I mean, I wish that Kenny had flipped the script and just maybe started dancing and then became a TikTok star. I mean,
yeah, that's a good call.
But instead, he seemed right away like he has some PTSD. I mean, when the school bus fires up, I think it does a honk as soon as it arrives.
Yeah,
I think
jumpy.
He has some trauma in the past, unfortunately.
Yeah. So now we cut to Miyagidou, and Daniel has the classic hand sanders because Sal, he's ready for business, but what happens?
Well, those sanders, they even released an action figure recently of Daniel
with those
LaRusso,
little sanders.
With those sanders, yeah, it's crazy. Those sanders, which were featured in Karate Kid original, yeah. But no, Johnny has a power sander. Yeah, but it's pro. It is pro.
Oh, it's like legit. Well, he's a handyman. Let's not forget.
Yes.
Season 1 of Cobra Kai. Oh, yeah. He knows some things.
Yeah, he does.
And he knocks it out. This is the brand new sparring, mat that they made, the wooden, beautiful thing, harkening back to Okinawa.
Yes.
And it's all done. Daniel's not happy. He's like, oh, you ruined it. And what does Johnny say? Smooth as a Smurf's ass, right? Oh, he's got that thing humming. And Daniel's mad because he wanted to use this as a teachable moment for his disciples.
Yeah. It's like you already did the chore. Now, how can I have them do the chore? It's done already.
Exactly. But this leads to, of course, Sal, them going back and forth, carrying over from the last episode because they were coming to the dojo that day to call it quits.
Yes.
But then the students showed them the way. So here they are, but inevitably they're, one step back, one step forward, two steps back. And they get into kind of a sparring match, not really, verbally. Yeah. And Johnny says, you respect my style of karate?
And Daniel says, you got to understand, man, I was taught karate is for defense only. It's always going to be tough to respect Cobra Kai.
You mean Eagle Fang?
Oh, come on, Johnny. Is there really a difference? You're still teaching aggression.
Some kids need a little aggression. Now, right there, Sal, that is really the fundamental difference. Daniel learned a very different kind of early Seagal movies, all defensive, redirecting energy.
Yes, yes.
And Johnny learned the opposite. Go on the attack. Don't just go pick on people. But I mean, in a tournament, go be, set the pace. Like you watch a lot of boxing or MMA. Some people want to go out and dictate the match and others want the match to come to them. That's all that's different here with these two guys.
Yeah. Because we're going to get into the counter defense or counter punching, which is something I when I look back on my life, the scuffles I've been involved with in my life, I would definitely consider myself sort of a counter puncher. I'm more about the defense. Yeah. I'm not trying to attack them. I'm just trying to defend myself. You know what I mean? I'm not picking the fight. I'm just protecting myself,
So Sal, this leads to what though? Because they come together on common ground, and this is classic.
Oh yeah. Yeah. This was from the first look photos. Johnny spits in his hand and they shake on Daniel's going to teach Johnny. Johnny's going to teach Daniel.
Each other's style.
I couldn't believe it.
Daniel's going to learn Eagle Fang. Johnny's going to learn Miyagi-Do. Wow. I love it, man. I love it.
I love it. And it's crazy. I can't believe we're watching this. Seriously. I'm this episode, especially, I mean, this season, just like you said, I think you said this in a recent podcast announcement where you said this season is outdoing itself.
New high. Absolutely. New bar. Not to diminish anything that's got here, but no. You know what it is? We watch a lot of shows, and shows have sometimes they have a run. It's like, oh yeah, this series is starting to kind of go down the decline, but we're still on the ascent. And that's a hard thing to maintain. And we have it here with Cobra Kai.
Oh yeah. Very exciting.
So now we cut to, I believe it's Kitasa. It's the restaurant, and Tory is waiting tables. And who is in her section, Sal? Kind of hidden behind a big menu.
Wait, hang on a second. Is that the same restaurant when Johnny and Miguel hung out?
I believe so. Because Tory worked there then.
Okay, so she's been there a while.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Amanda, seated. At first hidden by the menu.
Yeah.
And then she drops the menu.
Oh, yeah, it was classic.
That was great.
She's not accidentally there, by the way.
Let me tell you this.
On purpose. Yeah.
Okay. Yes, absolutely on purpose, with intention. I'm loving Amanda in this episode.
She's so good.
I am loving her.
Yeah, she's amazing. Standing up for her kids.
Yeah.
So, Sal, she basically threatens Tory.
You could get a nice attorney that would disagree, but I would say, yeah, sure.
Poking the bear.
Yeah.
So what does Amanda say right out of the gate?
Well, she said, should I have kicked in your front door? Is that more your speed?
Whoa. Because she's been trying to reach her, calling her house, leaving messages. She's been chasing her around. Not like chasing her around, but trying to get a hold of her.
She has been calling the, well, first of all, I don't know how she got Tory's numbers.
Exactly.
But anyway, she got him, and she is trying to reach out, as a respectable adult.
So this scene starts to go very south. And when you're working somewhere and there's this real life situation, it can be quite uncomfortable because you're trying to keep your cool, but you don't want other customers or your boss or anyone else to pick up what's going on. But then I started thinking, Sal, have you ever been in such an uncomfortable position at one of the jobs you've had in all of your years?
I've been in a few fights at work.
Fights? Hold on. What?
Yeah. Oh, no. Well, are they fights again? Crazy people, and I'm defending myself. I mean, I worked in the gym for many years, and I was attacked twice at the gym.
Not fired though, right? Because you were defending yourself.
Well, because it didn't get to that. I didn't let it get to that because I knew, it's one of those things where they would fire both people. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I was like, you know what? It's not worth it. So I was able to squash a few things. And then once on an extra set.
Oh, that can happen on set.
Yeah. So yeah, there's been a few times. Sure. Look, the world is full of bullies. So much of Cobra Kai is about bullies and being bullied.
Huge.
And there's bullies out there. All the bullies who were out there on the playground when we were kids, they're adults now out in the world.
Right. Well, this scene does escalate. And essentially what happens to Tory?
The boss comes over because he sees something happening there, right? Yeah. He comes over, is everything okay here? And fires Tory. Oh, because that guy asked about the soup The
Yeah.
miso soup.
Excuse me, I think my order's up. I see it right over there.
Yeah. He's just trying to be a polite customer. His soup is up there. He wants the soup.
It's miso soup.
Yeah. No, this was not good.
And as she's fired, it's kind of a Jerry Maguire moment, sort of. She's making a big theatrical scene. And what does she say to that customer? Which is pretty funny.
She yells out in front of everybody, I saw one of the cooks dip his balls in the miso. And that's the kind of soup that guy was going to have, right?
He like cancels his order. I'm just going to pass on that.
That was great. Yeah. I like that. I'm a big fan of if you do get fired, go ahead and make a scene.
Guns blazing.
Yeah, do it. Yeah, exactly. Go out in a blaze of glory.
So now we're at West Valley Middle School, not high school. Sal, I don't think we've ever been here.
No, this is new territory here.
And in any Karate Kid, Cobra Kai, anything, because it's always been at the high school. We didn't know Daniel when he was in middle school.
No.
He was in New Jersey.
No, in fact, we don't even know if this middle school was around back in 84.
Right.
I think we can assume
there was probably some sort of middle school.
Because let me tell you something. There's a lot of new schools in the San Fernando Valley where this show takes place. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of development happening.
Oh, yeah.
There's new high schools that were not there when I was growing up.
Yeah. So we're at the school, we're in the gymnasium, and people are playing basketball, which I love.
Yeah.
And we see Anthony LaRusso. So already, Sal, I'm so excited to see Anthony being a part of the season, the series, everything. I don't really like where his character's going right now.
I know.
I'm a little concerned.
It's one of those things where you love the actor, but you're like, what are they doing? What are they doing
here? And we see Anthony, we see Kenny, and he's even got the t-shirt on from his game. So he's that guy, Dragon Lord Legacies. Mm-hmm. He goes to a concert and wears the band's shirt. Yeah. That's who Kenny is right now.
So he's a nerd.
He's a nerd. And that's okay. That's okay.
What if that's your thing? That's your thing. That's his thing.
Be a nerd. Be the best nerd you can be.
Do it.
But I got to say, Kenny's got some basketball skills, Sal.
He does. He absolutely does. And you know what we're learning and we're seeing?
What's that?
Kenny's fast.
Oh, he is. He's a jet.
Fast. Mm-hmm.
The nickname means something.
Yes.
He goes around Anthony, scores. Anthony tries to shoot. He stuffs him. And Anthony's taller. I mean, he's had this growth spurt. He used to be Kenny's size and shorter. Yeah. But he stuffs him and he's embarrassed. So, and that, very prideful young kid, little ego. And we see a girl, Leah.
Yeah.
And you could tell, you could just by the looks, the glances, Anthony's sweet on her. She was coming to meet the new guy. Kind of a middle school love triangle thing going on here.
It's very fast when you see that Anthony sees Leah.
Yeah. It's
very fast. Remember, I saw this episode twice. The first time I didn't notice that because I was
so fast.
Yes, I was taking a bite of food. Don't eat. Don't eat food.
Oh, yeah. You can't eat during Cobra Kai. So.
Don't do it. I made the mistake, but I learned. I missed that.
Yeah.
But then the second time I go, oh, hello. He likes Leah.
Yeah. And I like that she calls him Aunt. Pick up on that for Anthony. And Anthony's friends, like Anthony's been a bully thus far. His own friends bully him and call him what?
Well, he's not the king bully.
No, he's not the king bully.
He's not alpha bully. They call him Lapuso? Lapuso. Oh boy.
So
he lets them. It's kind of like
exactly.
Penis breath.
It's like penis breath.
Why you let anybody call you penis breath? You know what? Why do you let anybody call you Lapuso?
Yeah, he takes.
Was it Lapuso? Lapuso.
Oh, Lapuso. Yeah.
Oh no. Yeah, either one. Don't do it.
That's what it is. It's Lapuso. It's even worse.
Yeah. Don't do it.
So now we're back at Miyagidou, and Johnny paints the house.
Yeah.
Love this, Sal. Just seeing this takes me all the way back to the Karate Kid. And of course, he's got comments. He'd rather have a paint sprayer, a heat gun, a right angle scraper.
Yeah.
And then
all the modern tools, right?
He's a handyman.
Sure.
Yeah. He might hang a TV on the wrong wall, but he's a handyman.
Well, hang on a second. That lady of that house.
Yeah, she said on the wall at the door.
She was not clear in her communication. I fault her.
Yeah. So Daniel's drinking a beer. Of course, Johnny wants a break. He pops one open. It's a blue moon. He's got his own thoughts about that.
Yeah. It's a Belgian wheat. Is that what it is?
Yeah. He's like, fruit in your beer figures.
Oh, yeah. It's probably like 3% alcohol, I bet.
Yeah. I used to like Blue Moon a long time ago.
What is it? Like 4%?
I don't remember. I'm an IPA guy. I don't mess with that small stuff.
Okay.
So then this escalates, and he's Johnny, that being, holding the beer. And Sal, another blow my mind moment here. But this leads to what?
I couldn't believe this, man. This was the original Karate Kid, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Johnny is holding the bottle, and Daniel delivers that karate. It was a karate chop.
That beer bottle trick that just knocks the head off the bottle and a little bit more, but the rest of the beer is in Johnny's hands.
Oh yeah.
And Johnny is just like amazed. Like, how did you do that? Yeah. In the original, Mr. Miyagi did it. Well, they had Yahoo 1, Yahoo 2.
Yes,
Yahoo
yes.
1 was Larry Drake, rest in peace.
Yes.
Spoke at my high school commencement.
Dr. Giggles.
And Dr. Giggles, he was on LA Law.
Yes.
Dark Man.
Yes.
So anyway, that was Yahoo number 1.
Yes.
But that's the trick. And that right there, Sal, you have to speak Johnny's language, and you show him that, like, Daniel pulled that out. Like, I'll show him how cool Miyagi-Do
he needs to see
is.
something.
Yeah. Something tangible rather than just painting.
Okay.
But, and then Daniel goes on to say,
this is where he says, Miyagi-Do may seem boring, but don't forget it saved your ass a few weeks ago from Kreese. And that wasn't the first time. When he said that, I was like, oh my gosh, yes, it's happened more than once.
Exactly. It happened a few weeks ago, which was, episode 10 of season 3.
Yes.
And then, of course, back to the Karate Kid part 2, the beginning.
Yes.
Miyagi comes over and saves him. And you can see Johnny's remembering, because that's been a long time for Johnny. All those hazy years.
Or you know what you can do is you can reframe stuff in your head. It appears different in your memories.
Well, all that he can think of Miyagi is jumping over the fence and kicking his butt, right?
Hello.
That's his flashback. Not he saved my butt at that other event like months later.
No. And by the way, that little callback right there.
Oh, I know. We're going to get there.
We're going to get there.
Well, Daniel also says nobody was more badass than Mr. Miyagi. Again, speaking Johnny's language.
Well, looking back, Mr. Miyagi kicked everybody's ass.
Yeah.
Everybody.
He bested Kreese. He bested Silver.
Yep.
He bested Barnes.
Yep.
He bested Sato. He bested Chosen.
Oh.
No one ever got a punch. All he got that one time was like hit in the back, I think, with an instrument or a weapon in Karate Kid 2, because he couldn't see that. That's the only time I saw him even have anything touch him.
Yeah.
So then Johnny, of course, goes back to work.
Yeah.
He's impressed and he wants to see it through, learn Miyagi-Do.
That was an interesting moment, seeing Johnny just go right back.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. He is badass. I could learn something.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're at Cobra Kai, and Robbie teaches who?
Ooh. Wow. He's leading the class.
Yeah.
He's having Tory in particular do wax on, wax off. Again, another moment where I can't believe I'm seeing what I'm seeing.
He is teaching Miyagi-Do like he said he was going to do it.
Wow.
And now we're seeing it. Real life application,
Wow.
wax on, wax off. It's kind of hard to see. It's like, it doesn't belong here, Sal. It kind of hurts a little bit.
No, it's what do they call it? A dichotomy, two things that don't belong together. It's kind of like an oil and water type thing.
Yeah. But they're taking it. And Kreese comes in, Kreese style, hands on the his lapel, I believe. And he shares the Miyagi-Do flaw.
Yeah. Well, what he sees as a flaw.
What he sees.
Based on the Cobra Kai style, sure. Right. Because they have the aggressive style.
Yeah.
So this is where we start to get into the counters.
Yeah. He says, all their moves are reactive.
Yeah.
They're counters. But Cobra Kai can control the tempo, like we talked about earlier, and they can set traps.
Yeah.
And you know what? There's a lot of truth in that. And this is why, and I don't want to get ahead of myself, but it's probably a good thing Eagle Fang is fusing with Miyagi-Do. They're both going to learn something if they can work it out and get on the same page.
Yes.
And right now, that's what's happening here. All of these students are getting smarter. Their repertoire is growing. Their wealth of karate is growing, which is a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then Tory paints the fence.
Yeah.
Right. Not the house. That's this way. Paints the fence. Right.
Yes.
And what happens?
Yes. And just as she's painting the fence, Robbie sweeps the leg.
Wow.
And Tory falls down on the ground. And then we get into that image from the first look photos when Tory swings it around and she's on top of him, about to deliver a blow. it
Yeah.
seems, right?
Yeah, because Robbie's like, hey, sorry, it's part of the lesson. And that's
Yeah,
Tory.
yeah.
She's like, screw
Mhm.
this. She's
Yeah,
quickly
yeah.
does a move and has her left hand up. And then Kreese calls her off and actually calls her to the office.
Yes, yes. Almost like going to the principal's
Yeah.
office.
Nichols, let's go in here. So now we're in Kreese's office and Tory shares about her job. I mean, she's, you know what? I do feel for her in some way. I have compassion for what she's dealing with her family and all that, her brother, and she's the provider and she just lost her job, but she's always just mad, right? And she comes in there and Kreese, well, you know, he's got his way, Sal. He's going to kind of listen as we know, and then sprinkle his Kreese dust on them and try to bring her in the fold more. And what does he say to her?
Kreese says to Tory, when something bad happens, you have two choices. You let it tear you down or you let it build you up. Sometimes a step backwards. And then he looks over and we see that he sees the photo of himself, Terry Silver, and Ponytail back from Vietnam. And then he continues, opens a new path forward. Yeah. And you know what? That first line, when something bad happens, you have two choices. You let it tear you down, or you let it build you up. I absolutely agree with that.
Totally.
I live a lot of my life that way.
Yeah. And he does, you know what? I give him credit too. He also listens to her. He's like, now tell me what happened. He hears her out. Well, we don't see that, but he hears her out.
Is it part of his empathetic manipulation, or does he really care?
No. Absolutely the former. He has his plan, but he's good at what he does.
I don't know why you
keep falling for it, man. Kreese has you under you're like, I don't know. I think I can trust him. Pulls the rug out from underneath Sal.
Oh my God. Exactly.
Well, during this scene, I really started to think about this because second viewing, I'm doing notes. I'm just like, and honestly, Sal, Kreese, he really focuses and trains teenagers. Sure. Not 20-year-olds or 30-year-olds. And I started thinking of this reminds me of like when college coaches in sports try to go to the next level, right? Not all. I mean, very few can break through who are successful in the college game and go pro because those coaches are so used to speaking to a certain, type of player, a certain age group. They can, they can be on the same page with them. You go to the pro, it's harder to connect with older players who have they have real lives. They can think for themselves. Sure. Kreese preys on these underdeveloped minds to control them, to build his master plan, because he probably could build a powerhouse full of 20, 30, 40-year-olds. Hell, he's got Sal Rodriguez, sign him up. But it's harder. It's harder to do this, to put his hooks in. It's funny how he's always stayed in like this age range. Going back to the Karate Kid, as far as we know, he disappeared for a while. Yeah. I don't know what he did in those the Kreese lost years. Yes. I don't know.
Walking around. Didn't he have a duffel bag on?
Yeah, just walk around for a few decades. But it was just interesting to me. Like he's definitely knows it works on these types of people, students in this age. And maybe also it works on Stingray. Him being the anomaly, the wild card.
He's kind of a man boy though, I think, right?
Yeah, man.
Stingray. But you have to get the youth. I mean, everybody's trying to do it. I don't care what company you're representing.
Yeah.
The youth. You want to get the youth, especially today. I mean, when I was a kid, there was no such thing as tweens. Yeah. You and I were tweens. But nobody called us tweens.
Nope.
Today, they're called tweens.
If you called yourself that back then, Sal, you get your ass beat.
Especially in Sylmar Juvenile
especially
Detention
with especially you.
Yeah.
So now we're back at Kenny's house and his dad calls and we learn what?
Interesting to see his dad. By the way, behind him, because we see his military outfit. It says Army, U.S. Army.
Yep.
And then his office, he has on the wall what looks like a map of the Middle East.
Yep.
Highlighted as Qatar. Like it seemed like the center was Qatar, which implies he's in Qatar.
Yeah, he is in a whole other side of the country. I don't
know
where
who
his
else
mother
has
is.
been in Qatar.
You.
Sal
Rodriguez.
I've been to Qatar, man. It was pretty fantastic.
I heard you killed it in Qatar.
I did.
Comedy. Comedy.
Yeah, I did. And I brought back some oil.
Oh, man. That's
natural
awesome.
gas is their main export, but oil is still good.
I love it, man. I want to see some footage on Salvador Rodriguez or Salvador Los Angeles. Sorry.
Well, we were on military bases. So even though we were in Qatar, we're at a military base. So once inside, it might as well be any military base.
Yeah, totally. Well, we also learned that Kenny's brother, something happened. And we don't know what. but it
We don't
sounds
know what.
tragic.
Yes, absolutely. His father mentions that. What happened to your brother?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
And we don't know Kenny's mother. She just wrote a note. So we do
No.
know, we can deduce that he's home with the mother, right, during this time because she's around, but she's just not physically around. She's probably got to work and she's in and out. But yeah, so Kenny's left to his own devices and he's back to the game. Dragon
Yes.
Lord Legacies, Kenny the Jet 99 signing in, but someone else joins the game.
Surprising. And at first you go, oh,
Yeah.
nice, right? I'm falling for it.
Which is who?
Well, it says Princess Leia joins. So we think it's that cute girl from the basketball court.
Who else does he know?
Yeah, there's her profile. There's her name. Of course, you're not going to think. You're not thinking somebody is hijacking her account. You're just thinking there she is. That's her.
You know, I just thought about this in the moment, but I wonder where Kenny moved from. Surely he wasn't in Qatar with his mother, but we don't know.
Well, at this point, I'm definitely looking forward to learning more about Kenny and meeting his mother.
Yeah.
Who is his mother? I think, you know what? Here's what I bet you we're going to be surprised to learn who Kenny's mother is.
Probably. They always hold these back and then there's just huge reveals. So, So now we're back at Miyagi-Do. So I'm already loving this, but Johnny is waxing on, waxing off, classic cars, Miyagi's cars. And Daniel gives a history lesson. 400 years ago, there was a fisherman named Shimpo Sensei. So good, Sal. I mean, I just want to savor these moments, right? It could have just gone on. I just want to see in real time Johnny working with Daniel doing the history lesson. But what is the next chore?
Well, let me just say how fantastic that is.
Please, of course.
To see Johnny as Daniel and Daniel as Miyagi.
Totally.
That was pretty amazing.
It's incredible.
Well, he mentions the famous phrase as worded by Miyagi: walk on the left side of the road, safe. Walk on the right side of the road, safe. Walk down the middle. And then right at that moment, Johnny hits the nail.
Yeah.
Gets squished like grape. Yeah. And that's from Karate Kid 2, right?
Yeah, that is from Karate Kid 2 because they're going to make the addition for him to live there because his mother's taking care of Uncle Louie.
Yes, and he's a refugee from Fresno.
Exactly. However, before that, Sal, Johnny actually sands.
Yes.
And Daniel's doing the old classic right circle, left circle. I realize it's opposite on this camera probably, but But yeah, I remember that in Karate Kid, he just kept saying it, right? As Miyagi walks away, right circle, left circle.
When he had a toothpick in his mouth like he just had dinner.
Yeah, and Daniel's doing the same. He's got a toothpick. That was so great. So then he was doing the hammering next. And then Johnny trains on the water balance platform, which was a new thing. We never saw that in the Karate Kid, but I absolutely
hang on. That kind of mimics the boat on the lake.
Oh, it does. That's why they built it. But I almost feel like we don't know when Miyagi built that. It was post Karate Kid, but before he passed, of course. And we just saw it now. It wasn't something Daniel made, but yeah, it's absolutely the most beautiful balance thing.
It wasn't in any of the Karate Kid movies.
No. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
he built it after the Karate Kids. We never saw it. But and then he's doing well. Johnny's doing really well, doing some moves on that thing. And then what happens?
I got to hand it to Williamzabka. Did he do this? It looks like he did, but in the middle
in the
middle of a kick, he tumbles off the platform into the water. I'm telling you, if that was not Williamzabka, that was really a good edit. It was a good edit.
So he falls because he's got a little bit of an imbalance, it appears.
Yeah.
And Sal, what's Miyagi's best defense?
No, be there.
So true. So great. And of course, Johnny, it's lost on him because he's focused on the bad English or what he perceives as bad English.
Do you mean don't be there?
Yeah. He teaches all these things 400 years and you can't get the English right. And it's like, don't go there.
Yeah. I like that idea though. In other words, get out of the way.
Yeah. That's what it means. My instructor in Los Angeles, Hapkido Karate, Master Syed, he was always saying, just leave. Someone comes at you, move, safe zones. And if it ever crosses beyond that last safe zone, then you have to use what you've learned. But
there you go.
Best move is to get out of there. And it's true. You don't know how things are going to escalate. Sure. You don't want to be the guy looking for something ever.
Well, there's no ref on the street or at a bar or at a train station. There's no ref. There's no mat. There's no fans. There's no security. There's no doctors.
No,
It's a whole different.
I'm out of there. But basically, then Johnny says, "Oh, get ready for real man karate." Because that's it. He's done his Miyagi-Do training. Not that he knows it, Sal. He just got like, cliff notes.
Wait, but I wonder, how did they agree on who went first? Because Johnny agreed to learn Miyagi-Do.
Well, they
first.
were there. They were there.
Okay. They just decided, let's go for
jump in. Yeah, just jump in. So now we're back to Kenny's house, playing the game with Leah. Mm-hmm. We learn her Instagram is.
It looks like LOA Cabrera 05. Oh, Leah Cabrera 05.
Yeah, 05. And
Leah Cabrera 05.
She has all these photos.
No, wait. What do you say? That's Instagram?
Instagram.
Okay, got it.
She's got a lot of photos, a lot of likes, no comments.
Interesting.
We saw this on Facebook for Allie Schwarber. It was like a lot of likes, a lot of captions, no comments. I just don't think the production team wants to write comments.
Well, I'm not 100% into Instagram, but does it have anything to do with the fact that she's probably a minor? Does Instagram have rules about, because YouTube recently changed rules about videos targeted to children can't have comments.
That could be, but I'm just saying, even on Facebook with Allie, there was no comment. So I see it's a common theme with Cobra Kai. Not important.
I'd like to write. How about what if your job were writing comments for TV show Instagrams and Facebook?
You could invent a marketplace, Sal, because you were an editor. So copy editor, you could bang out some copy. I like it, Sal. Submit it.
I will.
So they're kind of chatting for fun, because I think in a game like this, you can just be talking as you're going, right? They're not. Well, you can actually talk to someone now. Yeah, headset. They're not doing that. They're just
we're very interactive.
And he starts to share, Kenny, that is, things he does for fun. Because Leah asked, and he's like, draw anime, listen to music every now and then, some Dungeon Lord cosplay. And as he writes that, Sal, I actually love how they did this. We come out of the computer and we're somewhere else on the other side, assuming it's Leah's house, but
no,
it's not.
No, it's Anthony LaRusso with his buddies, the ones from the bus, right? Basically posing
and
as
school. They're also in basketball.
Okay. Yes, exactly. Yep. Okay. So these are the bullies, and I really, I hate seeing Anthony there.
And sorry, what were you gonna say?
And by the way, this is next level stuff.
Oh,
this is not just pushing somebody
as Leah.
Is this even legal?
Oh, Princess Leah, that is, and not just posing in the game. They made an Instagram account for her.
Oh my God!
Or maybe they did. Maybe he was looking at her real Instagram account.
Well, we don't know that. I kind of thought that maybe the game linked to the Instagram.
No, that can't be right, because that would have been like next level. Yeah, he probably thought it's her. I'm going to go see her on social as well, because he's only seen her that one time. He
started to develop a crush.
Okay, that makes more sense. Yeah. So they
start. Is he cyber stalking? Is that what he's doing?
No. He's very innocent. He's playing the game. They're having a chat. He's sharing.
He's thinking that a little something is happening here.
Yeah, he's sharing a first friend in a new school. That means something, right?
Sure.
Well, now you can see what's going on. And we talked about earlier, Anthony is not in charge.
No.
Right? He's not. And they put him up to putting a prank in play at Balboa Park. And I'll just say that, and that's come up before on Cobra Kai. I used to play soccer games at Balboa Park. I know it well. It's a huge park, huge complex, all over, sprawling.
Is that near the Velodrome? What's it called, where they do the cycles in an oval,
Well, that could be there. I had not been to that particular part, but it's massive. And there's like there's a pond. You can walk your kids, dogs around it. There's a lot going on there, but they put this prank in play and not good, Sal. Not good. Bullies will be bullies.
Yeah. And I think things like this are next level. Posing as other people online.
Yeah.
Having people show up at places, it's a whole big ruse. No, very bad.
And you can kind of tell that this is beyond Anthony's bullying ways.
Yeah.
He's being bullied as he's bullied, kind of.
Go. Yeah.
I'm not making excuses for him.
No, I know.
You got to choose your friends wisely.
But the problem is he's not the number one bully. He's like number 2 or 3. How many of them? 4 or 5 of them? How many are there?
I think there's 4 with him.
Okay, he's not even like number 2. I think he's like number 3 bully. I mean, oh no, not good.
It's not good.
Come on, Anthony.
So now we see a familiar aerial shot of the valley. I love these aerial shots.
Nice.
And we're at a grocery store. I couldn't tell if it was a Whole Foods or a Trader Joe's. Not important.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't think of that. I thought of Whole Foods, but could be Trader Joe's. Yeah, sure.
It could be either, there's a really good Trader Joe's in Woodland Hills. I got to say, it's huge. There's like a bar in it. I couldn't believe how big that Trader Joe's was.
Wow.
And Amanda seeks what exactly from one of the attendants or grocery clerks?
A Claire milk truffle Gouda. That's a cheese, by the way, for you non-cheese folk.
Yeah. Sal, have you had that before?
I've had Gouda.
Yeah, of course.
I don't know if I've had Claire milk truffle Gouda. You know what? I'm probably going to say no.
Okay. Probably not.
Have you had it?
No, but I'd like to.
I'll try it.
Sponsored by Cobra Kai. So as she's asking for this item and the guy scurries off to get it, we kind of knew that there'd be this encounter from, I believe, the early trailer.
Yeah.
Wasn't a first look photo. It was one of the early teasers. And who is there, Sal?
Well, it's funny how Amanda drops a roll of cheese.
Yeah, that's true. That's
and
classic.
It rolls over to a pair of black boots. And we don't know at first that it's Kreese. We just see this black boot come down on the cheese roll.
Yep.
And then he bends down, pick it up. And then if you notice, there was sort of almost like a Western showdown music play.
Wah, wah, wah.
Yeah, one of those deals. Yeah, that was
spaghetti Western moment.
I like that because the showdown is a showdown is what's happening.
Yeah.
They're in the middle of Trader Joe's.
I wanted to hear like a rattlesnake.
Yeah, that would have been really great. So we see that it's Kreese. Kreese is there in the store. And they mention it, but of course, right away you're thinking, these people have restraining orders on each other.
Yeah, I think you said that when we did the trailer. I don't know about this.
Yeah,
you think it's on him, but it's actually, he put it on her.
He put it on her. So we hated it. But if somebody puts a restraining order on you, can you not do one back?
Well, I think they were going to do that. I don't know if they followed through. But I love that he picks up an apple. He's like, I'm here for Honeycrisp season.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, of course, Kreese.
Innocent.
Very innocent. But I got to say, Sal, Kreese shares some truth.
Kreese is starting to get into Amanda's head now.
Yeah.
With what you would look coming from Kreese, you'll say it's a sob story. He's trying to give Amanda a sob story about Tory, so that it'll soften up Amanda, and it's actually happening. Damn it, Kreese is good.
Yeah, he is good. And yeah, I mean, listen, Amanda does not know this stuff, that Tory has no mother, that she is the provider. Amanda now knows I helped get her fired from her job, and she's the provider. She's a mother. She's older. She's she's thinking, oh no, this is way beyond Samantha's feud with her. Here's a girl in need. And it's working. Kreese went there I don't know how he knew she was there. That's a whole other thing. Was he stalking Amanda to catch her at the grocery store? We don't know.
Yeah,
right?
We don't know, because you know why? He didn't seem to buy anything. So
no, comes in for an apple and leave a message, but very effective.
But hang on. I'm reminded, Jason, now thinking more about about who Amanda is. She's starting to soften up about Tory. I'm not believing that this is happening. But then again, remember, she also opened up her home to Robbie, and he was a juvenile delinquent, right? And yet she allowed him. So you know what? Amanda has a tender heart, maybe too tender.
Yeah.
But she definitely has a soft spot for, I guess, troubled youth, I suppose.
As we all probably do. And she needed to know this, Sal. I'm actually very happy and glad, I should say, that Kreese shared this. Although he's got his own intentions. He wants to, create a rift in the Miyagidou universe, the LaRusso universe. So then, of course, the attendant comes back and they have the Gouda. Good to know. Good to know.
Yes. Man, and do you think also in that moment, because he kind of, didn't he say, Kreese says something like, not all kids are as lucky as your daughter?
Oh,
he
yeah.
Says something like
that. In other words, exactly that.
In other words, your daughter's privileged, you're privileged. Don't forget that. Yeah. And then right at that moment, he comes up with this expensive Gouda, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So Amanda felt a little
kids,
embarrassed.
Not just Sam, it was kids, plural. Then he takes a bite, sweet, and he's out.
Nice.
God, Kreese is good.
He's good, man. Well, you know what then? Okay, hang on. If that was a Western showdown, he won.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Point, Kreese.
Yeah.
So now we're at Johnny's apartment, and Daniel shows up for Eagle Fang training. And Sal, this is classic, right out of a movie. He is immediately blindfolded.
This was
taken off to wherever, some warehouse, we don't know where. I'm assuming it's in the valley.
This was crazy.
And he says what?
Johnny says, here at Eagle Fang, we do not follow. We attack. We lead. We grow into what we were meant to be.
And Daniel says, and what were we meant to be, Johnny?
Men.
So good. So good. Johnny breaks it down. Yeah, we did your Miyagi-Do stuff, but it's time to learn Eagle Fang. And so this is like a Rocky IV Roadhouse workout mashup.
It is.
Right? It's so primitive in a good way. There's a chain to climb. There's knuckle push-ups. There's, shoveling coal. And then there's the baseball pitching machine from season 1 with Miguel.
I like that. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily want to do it, but I like the whole idea of it.
Yeah.
When I used to work at the gym, I used to throw hacky sacks at people.
Oh,
safe
when they weren't looking as they're working out.
But toss over hacky sacks, kick, punch, block with the hacky sacks. So this is a hyperized version with the baseballs. I like the idea.
I love this montage, and as it goes on, which I also love, Daniel gets into it.
He does. He starts to. What is it? There's some sort of primal nature that we all have. Yeah. He starts to tap into that.
Yeah, of course. And he's competitive, right? And Johnny's doing a good job of motivating him, I gotta say.
Yeah,
they're both senseis.
Really great. It was great to see.
And Johnny's saying things, kind of making fun of not necessarily Daniel's lifestyle, but just maybe in a little bit like, putting down light beer, veggie burgers, automatic transmissions, let another man bang your chick, just things like, not necessarily pointing at Daniel, but we're men here at Eagle Claw.
Yeah. Look at this era that we're in now, but let me tell you.
And then he says, don't question me, and calls Daniel what? This is the first time we have ever heard this.
I rewound a couple of times. I was like, am I hearing that? He says, don't question me, Newark. He calls him Newark. I never heard.
Unbelievable. And that refers to
Newark, New Jersey, DaniellaRusso's hometown. Yeah, beginning of Karate Kid. He's leaving Newark, New Jersey. Now, by the way, did we know that it was Newark?
I believe it says it. There's that title tag at the very beginning.
Okay.
So, yeah. And remember, I'm not too far away from that. I'm planning to go there, find that area, whatever the heck spot that was, and call you for an episode. So
that's going to be fantastic.
That's in the future. But then Johnny.
Oh, hang on.
Says,
I like this next thing.
Where take it away.
The Eagles. Most people, they do fight or flight.
Yeah.
Eagles' response is fight and flight.
Yeah,
I do like that.
Yeah.
Yes.
We beat up and then we get the heck out of there.
Well, no. I thought it meant have you ever seen two eagles fight each other?
Oh, it's incredible.
They do it in the sky. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing. And that was really funny. And so Daniel did it. He succeeded. He even ends with like a big, yell, and he's triumphant. And I really liked it, man. This was a great episode.
It was really great
all the way around.
And the walking on coals,
Oh yeah, because he's like, we're supposed to shovel in, and he's like, he had a plan. He shoveled out so he could walk on coals. And so I do not want to walk, run, or anything on coals.
No, but you're supposed to be able to. You look at the Tony Robbins seminars.
Yeah.
I think that was sort of a tip of the hat to Tony.
Very
Robbins.
quickly. Yeah. Don't dilly dally on the coal.
Oprah did it.
Yeah. Okay. We could do it. We could do it, Sal. We'll do it on an episode.
That'll be great.
So now it's nightfall. Great shot of the valley, just like cars, but you just see lights. It looks like kind of like blood in the veins. It's really cool movement. And we're at Balboa Park. Mm. And now we see Kenny, and he's dressed as whom, Sal?
It is a very funny outfit, I must say. He's dressed as Dr. Scribblebottoms, a character from the video game.
Oh my gosh. This would make a great Halloween costume if it hasn't already. I don't know. I don't know if this is make-believe or something real, but it's fantastic.
Well, we don't know if this is an actual video game or they made it up for the show.
Know. Someone will tell us.
Okay, no, it is. It's a great look. It's a lab coat.
Yeah.
He's got ears. He's got a big bushy tail like a squirrel.
Yeah.
It's a great costume.
And then
if you're a nerd.
Yeah, if you're into that type of thing. And then Anthony and crew show up because I'm assuming Kenny's there. Dr. Scribblebottoms is there to see Leah.
Yeah.
Right. That's who and they're going to go hang out. Although kind of weird. I think you'd have to be like, first of all, how did Kenny get there? This is like back to the Karate Kid. How did, Daniel get home from Malibu after he got beat up? Yeah, we don't know how Kenny got there. I guess kids can take a kid Uber or something, but ride a bike.
We didn't see any Uber. He's just there.
Just there.
I'm gonna assume he walked. We don't know how far away he lives.
We don't know
from that park. He could be close by.
Yeah. And then I noticed right away, because we talked about it in the last episode, but like wardrobes, like Fila jacket, Vans shirt, a lot of that stuff popping in this season. I'm noticing. Maybe it's always been there, but we're really noticing it now.
I'm kind of thinking that there's more of it now.
Yeah.
Which means this show, cha-ching, cha-ching.
So they're there, the crew and Anthony are there to film and post this embarrassing moment of Kenny as the doctor, the good doctor. But Sal, what happens?
Well, in today's era, speaking of the era, we think everybody wants to be on video and posted and acting silly, but no, not everybody does. And so Kenny does not want to be filmed and posted, especially in his cosplay costume. But then again, if he is a cosplayer, wouldn't he maybe be at a con?
Yeah, he's embarrassed. He's been picked on, tricked, the ruse. He's out, where's Leah? Oh, this. So then he knows that whole conversation wasn't with her. Yeah. I've been had. Like that would hurt, right? This is like really tough stuff for young kids, middle school. Yeah, because what do you think he is about? Okay, so what's middle school? 13? He's probably about 13. Yeah, could be 12, 13.
Tough age, very tough age.
But he kind of fights back a little bit because he wants to grab the phone because he doesn't want them to post this thing or film it. And they say he broke his phone. I don't know how that happened, Sal. The phone literally just fell on the ground. I don't know how these phones can withstand more than that. But whatever, they say it's broken, and they begin to beat him up.
Well, in particular, that was Anthony's phone.
Well, exactly. It was Anthony's phone.
Anthony LaRusso's phone. And Anthony was angry about it, but that other kid wanted to take it to the next level.
Yes, he did. And they did. They started to beat on him, take chances, and then they wanted Anthony to get involved, to take a shot. Show us your moves, Anthony. Show us your moves. Lapusso, show us your moves. Because they assume, you're akin to the great Daniel, 2-time All-Valley champ. Yeah. Samantha has a lot of moves. So surely you got to have some moves. And so I'm starting to recognize the fact that I don't think Anthony has any moves. And when I mean moves, I don't think he knows anything self-defense or offensively. I think he's been playing video games because that's the Anthony we know.
Well, look, Kenny's been playing video games too. Yet he's got some moves. He's got some agility.
But he kind of froze up. Now, I think he also froze up, Anthony did, because he doesn't want to partake in it. But I just don't think he has it. But whatever. What happens? Because Kenny's quick.
Jason, I am a little sad because in the past, in a previous episode of Let's Talk Cobra Kai, you and I speculated on the rise of Anthony, or I call I called it the rise of Anthony. Yeah. They're like, oh, he's going to come up in subsequent seasons.
No, we kept saying that he's going to be in martial arts. He's going to do it. He's going to do it. Well,
I'm very sad.
Right, take the bully path to get there.
I mean, I hope there'll be redemption. Obviously, we have plenty more episodes, but right now I'm sad for what's happening with Anthony.
I am too. So, but Kenny, being Kenny the Jet 99, makes a run for it, and not just a run for it, Sal. Runs for a fence.
Yes, I think very much an homage, shout out to Karate Kid when Daniel is running from the Halloween school party. Cobra Kai dressed in the skeleton outfits are chasing him. He hits the gate, tries to climb the gate. They pull him down. Miyagi rescues him. I think this is absolutely. I mean, it's not just I think. I mean,
no, it is. It's the same kind of mood. It looks a little foggy. In fact, Sal, I said it earlier. He's in a Halloween costume for all intents and purposes here.
Hello.
It's not Halloween, but they did it. Wow. Flip the script a little bit. He makes a run. He climbs over. Although he got all the way over, Daniel got pulled down, and Miyagi comes over the fence.
That's where we see how quick Kenny is.
But I also like the fact that Anthony and crew go to the fence and like, oh, it's locked. Well, I looked at it a few times. That fence, the door, the handle looked like it was not locked and you could just lift it.
Really?
I was like, come on. Funny. But they go, oh, here's a hole. But by the time they got out, Kenny the Jet was gone and he was hiding in one dumpster.
Yeah, that was sad. That was very sad. I mean, he's there cowering, shaking pretty much.
Yeah.
In a dumpster. I mean, it's one thing to hide, right? It's one thing to hide in a dumpster. I mean, that's pretty sad.
Right next to Daniel's bike.
Oh, and you know what, Jason? Let me just tell you this quick story. There was one time in high school. Speaking of scaling fences. So one time in high school, I said I'm going to play hooky from school, and I jumped over this.
One time?
Well, okay, one of many. But I said I need to climb the fence. There's this 15-foot fence.
That's a tall fence.
I climb the fence.
Yeah.
hop down. I see two girls across the street laughing and pointing. I was like, what are they laughing and pointing?
You left something up on the fence.
No, I looked 2 feet away and the gate's
there's-
wide open. It's wide open.
You should have played it off like you did it on purpose.
Yeah, I knew.
That's pretty good, Sal.
I'm in training.
That's pretty good. So now we're at the Winnetka Ice Center.
Nice.
And the Tujunga Terrors have a hockey match.
Yeah. Well, you know, Winnetka refers to a street in the San Fernando Valley and an area.
It's an area. It's an area.
Winnetka, yeah.
Yeah.
And then Tujunga is
another
also
area.
a street and another area, but it's not that close. I mean, Tujunga is not close to Winnetka. It's probably about, I would say, about a good 15 miles.
But it doesn't have to be close. This is just a hockey center. Maybe the other team was Winnetka Waves or something. I tried to see
this is
the
venue.
logo.
This is a venue.
This is just a venue.
Mm-hmm.
So we just got to know the Terrors. I tried to identify the opposing team, but they always kind of hid their jerseys. I couldn't pick it up on it.
Funny.
Maybe another watching, but
it's like the Washington Generals, those other guys.
Exactly.
By the way, have you played hockey yourself? Ice hockey?
You know, I played every sport growing up except for baseball and hockey.
Really?
I can't skate.
Oh, wow.
Although it's big in New England here. I've been invited out. And it's like, no, I'm already on a soccer team. I play basketball and I train in martial arts. I do not know how to skate beyond guy trying to stay upright.
Yeah.
You know, broomball.
Wait, on a date.
Yeah, right? on a date. Hang on, you go backwards. I'm going forward.
Yeah.
Pretty bad.
Nice.
But broomball I can do because you're wearing shoes.
Okay.
So anyway, but this is Daniel and Johnny. They're going to this game because it's part of Eagle Fang training.
Yeah.
Little does Daniel know.
He doesn't know. Yeah.
He has no idea.
Yeah.
And they're having a good time. And I like, you know, semi-pro hockey league. This is so funny. Reminds me of a great Paul Newman movie. You ever see the hockey movie that he was in?
Oh, no. I thought you were talking about when he's the pool shark.
Oh, The Color of Money?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good movie too.
That's a whole other movie.
Well, anyway, but so we go, where are we at here? Sorry, I lost my notes for a second. And so, you know, Daniel kind of knows the game a little bit, you know, he's no stranger to it. And in a game like this, you know, a game that's like not pro, you're so close to the action and you can interact with them. And that starts to go on. Like Johnny's like, oh, hey, well, look at this. And Daniel yells, hey, that's spear, it's double minor. Like he's telling Johnny, and Johnny yells it and they listen. The ref's like, oh yeah, you're on the box. That's how small this is. It's like
does that happen where the crowd tells the ref?
Yeah, the crowd dictates the action and the penalty. No, but it's so funny it happens here. And so what does that lead to, Sal?
Yeah, so one of these players gets put into what's called the penalty box.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's great. And then well, basically Johnny starts mocking and chiding this guy.
Yeah, because I mean, they're so close to the penalty box, right? They're right there. They see him, he sees them, and he's yelling at them immediately like, hey, like he knew that they called him out. Yeah. And then it starts to go back and forth. And then Johnny tells the player that Daniel said what about him?
He says he can kick his ass. He called him a pussy. Called him a pussy and he can kick his ass.
Yeah. And of course, this is a hockey guy. He gets fired up. Listen, Sal, I used to go to minor league, semi-pro, whatever you want to call it. We'll call it minor league games in Tulsa, right? They had the Tulsa Ice Oilers. And we would go to games and it got rowdy. I mean, it was
wait, hang on. So you never played ice hockey, but you would go watch.
But I would go to some games. And I've been to NHL games. That's a great, you know, that's high end. It looks great, super professional, lots of fun. No, this is like minor league, but it had tons of people.
Yeah.
And the movie I was talking about, because I got sidetracked with my notes, was Slapshot, which was one of my favorite movies, Paul Newman. Mm-hmm. And it has the Hanson brothers. And it's these three brothers, these triplets, and they all look the same.
Yes.
And they were like hooligans. They would literally go out there and just start fights, right? Nice. They would just do anything. Well, true story. I was at a game, Tulsa Ice Oilers. We were playing the Wichita Steamboats. One of the Hanson brothers from the movie Slapshot was the coach of the opposing team. And I was like, we knew that going in, like, I can't believe one of the Hansons from Slapshot became a coach in minor league hockey. So I'm at the game. True story. At the game, one guy in the box starts to get mad and they remove this guy. I swear to you, the coach from the movie lifts out the plexiglass, moves it so that opposing player can go after our fans. That's how rowdy it is in minor league hockey. He was like, yeah, because they would bang on the thing and they were giving him lots of crap. And he's like, you know what? Let me get that for you. And then that guy went up there with the stick and it was a melee. I mean, I was so far away, but we're like, this is happening. It was the Steamboats. Yeah. But anyway, that really happened. So when I'm watching this, it's like, oh yeah, these things can go south in a hurry. No one's really in order, right? Yeah. And hockey, you're kind of allowed to fight, you know?
Yeah,
and
it's kind of tolerated, right?
Well, with that story in mind, leading us down the way to this, they're leaving the hockey match. Daniel had a good time, but it's not over yet, Sal.
No, they're walking out. Night's over.
Yep.
And they come face to face with these hockey guys.
Yeah, not just the player, the whole team.
Yeah, it was like 6 of them, right?
It was a lot of them.
At least 5 or 6. And you know what? Okay, fine. Even if these guys are not trained martial artists, I mean, you know, they're pretty tough, you're going to assume.
Yeah. But they recognize LaRusso Otto. They knew Daniel from the commercials.
That was funny.
And they made a comment about Amanda.
Oh, yeah. What did they say? Something like the good-looking brunette that's running the dealership. And then he says something like, I'm going to take her for a test drive.
Oh, yeah. And Daniel starts to, Eagle Fang starts to kick in, Sal.
Well, strike first starts to kick in.
Yeah. He could sit there all day, but he knows he's outnumbered. And he looks over and Johnny's gone.
That was funny.
He's like, oh, yeah, your girlfriend's left you.
That was great.
So he strikes first. And this is a great sequence.
You know what? Right now, I am big time happy for Daniel.
Yeah.
Daniel, I mean, look, how does the legacy begin with the Karate Kid? And who is the Karate Kid? Daniel LaRusso.
Yep.
We get to see Daniel LaRusso kicking ass.
Yep.
Very exciting to see.
Yeah, I looked this up really quickly because I wanted to get it right. I believe it was the Mississippi RiverKings, if I'm not mistaken. I believe that's the team that the Hanson coach, but small thing. But yeah, he best all these hockey guys. I mean, there's sticks involved. These guys are on skates, and also hockey guys know how to fight. They don't.
Wait, hang on. Wait, what do you mean they're on skates? They're not on skates right now, are they?
Well, no, but sometimes they wear those little like protectors and they walk around.
Wow.
Sometimes they do. You see them at games.
Well, that could be dangerous then.
Well, they'll lay carpet down and then they'll usually put like like a protector over it, and they can.
Yeah.
These guys, they grew up on skates. They were born on skates.
Yeah.
But I couldn't tell. Like, I'd have to go back and watch it again. But he takes them all out just in time for you know who to show up eating a pretzel.
That was great. That was really great.
And then what does he say? It's so good, Sal. It's so good.
I love that. Daniel says, "Where were you?" And Johnny says, "No, be there."
No, be there.
I love that.
I
loved it.
He's learning Miyagi-Do and he's learning Eagle Fang. Success. I love it. Sal.
And Daniel got it at that moment. Daniel was like,
okay.
He got it too.
All right. I want to be a third wheel hanging out with these two, right? Daniel, Johnny, and me just hanging out, or you or whomever. It would be so much fun. But,
that was great. I'm loving it. By the way, I'm loving what's happening so far. I really
loving it. So now we're at LaRusso Otto, and Amanda chats with Anoush. Anoush is back. That's good to see. And there's even a reference of Louis. So he's not there physically, but they're like, Amanda's like, keep Louis away from the Dayona reps. And Anoush has a plan to put a cannoli out and have a net ready. Wow. Anoush throwing Louis under the bus there.
Yeah.
But as that's going on, that fun exchange, who arrives?
Tory walks in carrying a brown paper sack full of groceries, dumps them at Amanda's feet.
Mm.
Wow, that was
immediately what happened.
Well,
as Kreese
very
left,
interesting.
Amanda stayed and bought more groceries.
Wow,
for Tory right then and there.
Okay, I forgot that. Yes,
and then delivered them at her doorstep.
I can't believe
because
this.
Again, she knows where she lives. She knows her phone number. She knows where she lives. But that's a whole other story. But then Tory's pride kicked in and she walked over there, dumped him, and Amanda's plan backfired. And Tory says, what? The gist of it.
Well, the gist of it is I'll humiliate your daughter at the All Valley in front of everyone, So
yeah,
Tory wants no part of this charity from Amanda.
None.
And she's going to kick Sam's ass. She stakes She states her intention is what she's doing. And you know what? I don't know what Amanda's doing. Seriously, I think this is kind of going a little too far. Delivering groceries to your daughter's bully effectively.
She probably should have had a conversation with her first. I know that she blew it at the restaurant, but knowing what she knows now, just to, unsolicited peace offering, it was well-intended, poorly executed, and it blew up. Not only did she reject the groceries, she's got Samantha in more danger. She's got a bigger target on Sam's back now.
Well, because she said, I needed that fire under me.
Yeah. And she's like, oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah.
Not
So
good.
she made things worse effectively.
Yeah. And Anoush, who had actually taken himself away from the scene because Tory kind of scared him, because Anoush always has run-ins with karate folk.
Yeah.
And then he's like, I need some protective gear. He thinks he needs it at work.
Yeah.
Sometimes Anoush gets hit. I think Johnny hit him one time.
This is not just a regular dealership.
No.
Stuff may happen here.
Snakes
may appear. Yeah. Or a snake.
And he may have to jump in Louis' arms if that happens.
Exactly. This is not your regular run-of-the-mill dealership.
So now this is kind of the last scene of the episode. And we're back at West Valley Middle School. And Kenny walks down the hall. And this is kind of a montage, actually. Kenny walking down the hall, you remember from the first look photos. That's how we knew of Kenny. And of course, that and the cast list was released early for the first episode. Then you can see the video did go viral. There is an image, a video of him, in his little outfit.
Yes.
Scribble Bottoms, Dr. Scribble Bottoms.
Yes.
And then he's on the bus. One of the bullies, not Anthony, but one of the guys.
It's that kid with that curly blondish hair.
Throws a drink on him, and Kenny's doing a voiceover, Sal. And why don't you take his words?
By the way, did you see the words above the school hallway as Kenny's walking there?
Oh, yeah.
Big words. Be respectful.
Yeah.
Be a role model.
Yeah.
And
no one's looking, Sal.
The entire school. By the way, going back to the original scene, the bus driver did nothing. So Kenny has no protection.
None.
So yeah, he is speaking to someone here, and we hear Kenny's voiceover, and Kenny says, ever since I started this new school, my life has been miserable. They chase me, beat me up. It's not going to stop. I don't know how I'm going to keep going. I don't feel safe. One of them even knows karate.
And then, Sal, we learn who Kenny's talking to as we hear a laugh at the karate remark.
Yeah.
And it's none other than
Sean. Oh my God. I was very happy to see him. We talked about this before.
Yes, we did.
About characters we'd like to have come back.
Yeah, right? You did. You said, you know what? I could see Sean coming back. And we're like, yeah, he was really played up. But Sean is still at
Sylmar Juvenile Detention Facility, SJDC.
Yeah. And you spent some time there back in the day.
I thought we were going to talk about
Visitor's badge
this season.
Yeah, that was an amazing callback. So his brother's not dead, because we didn't know. That sounded tragic.
No, we kind of thought that.
He was like, we thought, what happened to your brother? Yeah. And it's like, oh my gosh, how dark is this?
Surely the older brother died, one of those things. Yeah.
Well, he's right here.
Yeah.
Sean knows Robbie, Cobra Kai, and he's got just the place for Kenny to go.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
Does Sean say, I know somebody? Doesn't he say something like that?
Yeah.
I know someone.
And that's who he knows. Robbie.
Wow.
That's it. So pushes him that direction. Amazing episode. Bravo.
Oh my God.
First learn stand.
Oh, yeah. This was pretty intense. And by the way, I just want to say, lots of good laughs in this episode.
Oh my gosh.
Fantastic. I had a lot of good laughs here.
Yeah.
This was a really great episode.
It's funny how these episodes, I said it last episode, they're like 30 plus minutes, but it takes us an hour. Like, this is just what it is. And I love it. It's just, we've got a lot of stuff to get through. And Sal, it just keeps building. It just keeps building.
Oh man. This is intense. This is intense. This is emotional.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, we're seeing things. I mean, okay, look, we've seen already plenty of things we never thought we'd see. We're seeing more things we never thought we'd see.
I did not know that Anthony would come back and be a bully. I didn't know their new character would have a connection to a character we already knew, and we're curious if he was going to come back.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's kind of funny. not funny, but it's interesting that we've gone to middle school and we're almost reenacting the entire beginnings of Ali and Johnny and Daniel simultaneously while we're at the high school in the All Valley. It's really smart, filmmaking, show running, show creation. It's brilliant. They really push the bar and it just keeps going, Sal.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm just, when you think the bar is as high as it can be, they keep going. They really, it's amazing. I got to hand it to everybody involved with the show. The creators, the writers, obviously, it's fantastic. Yeah. They're doing a real fantastic job.
Absolutely. And before we wind up, another word from our sponsor and our outro of the show. I just got to say, today we actually had episode 1 launch, true to form. We were on a super tight deadline as we hit our rhythm again because we recorded just 2 days ago. And today, episode 1 went live. It's on YouTube Live. You can see it there. I actually left that live from the last show.
Yeah.
But the podcast dropped today. And I will say this, Sal.
Yeah.
On season 4, episode 1, let's begin. There's a very beginning tag. Because I was waiting for season 4 and just, I know you have it there and I want you to, this is a reaction video. I want to see Sal. It only takes 5 seconds. There's something on the very beginning of this episode that's going to be on all of the Just Curious Media content now. And go ahead and play that real fast, just for yourself, and let's watch your reaction.
Okay, so I'm on the Let's Talk Cobra Kai page on Buzzsprout that you can also bounce over from our main page, justcuriousmedia.com, right?
Yep.
All right, guys, I'm going to press play here.
See if you can hear it.
Ooh, you know what, man? You know what? It's like refreshing.
You like it, right?
Yeah, it's like, ooh, all of a sudden I felt like I was at the beach and a cool breeze. Okay. I've got a drink in my hand. Really, I like it.
Describe what you just listened
to. I just listened to what the official Just Curious, what would you call it? Slogan? What would you call that?
Media intro.
There you go. Just Curious Media intro. Let me hear it again. I'm gonna let's do it again.
Yeah, one more time. It's real fast.
Well, it's real fast. Let me play again.
Yeah, please do. A second reaction shot from Sal Rodriguez.
Nice. I like it, man. Very cool. So wait, that's going to be
it's live there, and now it's already on there. That went live a few hours ago, and then we jumped into finish the notes and we recorded this episode. So subsequent episodes will be on there. Unfortunately, we don't have the means to put it on the YouTube Live, but that'll entice all you YouTube livers to bounce over and listen to the podcast. Maybe eventually we could actually drop it in, but this is brand new. Just dropped it. So all our other shows will have it. It's just that little identifier that some of the podcast companies do. I always wanted it, but we started developing it, a few months ago, but I wanted to do it at a pivotal point. Season 4 is that point.
No, it sounds great. And by the way, that's going to be then on all Just Curious Media content, that's not just Let's Talk Cobra Kai.
Oh yeah. It's not a Let's Talk Cobra Kai thing. It's a Just Curious thing.
Wow.
That's a Crime, Let's Talk Movies, and all the other shows in store.
Nice.
So good time. So great work, my friend. Great job tonight.
No, great job.
And let's jump into our sponsors for one more plug.
And I want to add one thing when we talk about this, because I'm very excited
to
share my personal grooming journey with you and everybody
on the air.
Yeah, why not?
Well, go ahead and do it before we sign off.
Our sponsor, Manscaped. You know what? I say my manscaping, my personal grooming is at a different level now.
Next level.
Yeah, it's like I have frequency. That's the big word here. Frequency, regularity. It's like I want to do it more now.
Yeah.
Now that I have the Lawnmower 4.0 in my hand. So you know what? It's kind of magical, because that's a big deal. It's like, it's one thing, you want to personal groom 4 times a year,
right?
Rather than 4 times a month. You know what I mean? So I'm pretty excited about that.
I love it. They'll love hearing that. So unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped.
And get 20% off and free shipping with the code Cobra Kai at manscaped.com.
So thank you so much for listening. And please be sure to subscribe to the Let's Talk Cobra Kai podcast, as well as the Let's Talk Cobra Kai YouTube live channel. You can also really help us by giving the show a 5-star rating on Apple Podcast.
And for all you listeners that enjoy sharing your thoughts, you can leave us a review on Apple Podcasts, send us a direct message, or post a comment on any Let's Talk Cobra Kai social media platform.
If you're a dedicated listener or viewer of Let's Talk Cobra Kai, please consider supporting the show on Patreon. We also highly recommend checking out our other podcast and visiting justcuriousmedia.com.
No mercy.